How's it going, YouTube? Sick Eric back again with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my version of the Galaxy Note 9 in 2020. How has this phone held up? Is it still worth buying right now? I know a lot of people have been praising this phone even now. Ever since it came out, people have been loving the 2020, and it just holds a place in everybody's heart about this phone. Now, I never got to get this phone when it came out. I just barely have had it, not even 6 months I've had this device, and I do love this phone. Like I said, when this first came out, I was never ever able to buy it. So I'm going to be doing my version of the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 in 2020. Is it still worth getting? Other than, getting the Galaxy Note 10, or even right now, soon in August, the Note 20 is coming out. Is it still worth picking up the Note 9? We're going to jump down into it. I'm going to go over my thoughts on this device. Should you still get it? Is it worth it? My experience with it, what I like about it, etc. So let's go ahead and jump down into it. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 in 2020. Let's go. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump down into my thoughts of the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 in 2020. So let's go ahead and start off with the price. Now I'm gonna go ahead and have my little cheat sheet here on stuff to talk about, so hope you guys don't worry about that. So pricing of this device is come down a lot, so you could probably find this used on Amazon for about $400, probably less, depending on what carrier you get this on. I was able to get this for less than $400 used off of Amazon, so that is a hell of a deal for a smartphone of this caliber. The regular Note 10, I believe when that came out, it was about almost $1,000, and you don't get half the stuff. I mean, you do get a lot of new features, but the display was 1080p. This is a QHD plus display, so that's even better. Headphone jack, etc. So we're gonna go ahead and jump down into the things about this device that still makes it great in 2020. And like I said, price, this was about $1,000 when it was released, and still had better specs than the Galaxy Note 10 variant, just the regular variant. So pricing is number one on here. You could get this used off of Amazon, like I said, for under $400. And this version was pretty good. It had a lot of scratches on it, but I just went ahead and covered it up with a Sophie skin and fixed my screen with a screen protector on there. So no problems, everything works fine on here, no issues whatsoever. Second thing on here is going to be the display. It does have a curved display on here, and a lot of people, either you like it or you don't. I personally don't mind. I like the way curved displays look, and it is QHD plus 1440. It is not 1080p like the regular Note 10, and that is really nice. This display is one of the best displays Samsung has ever made on a device. Really excellent, gets bright in sunlight and everything. This display is just really nice, punchy, sharp, and everything. Yes, it's not 90 hertz display like everything that's coming out right now. It is a regular 60 hertz, but you know what? This was back then. 90 hertz wasn't even a thing on smartphones, but this display will not disappoint you guys. This is a really beautiful phone and a beautiful display. And you don't get any notches or anything. There is no punch hole cut out or anything disturbing you from your content or anything on there. It is a full screen display. Sure, you do get the bottom chin and the top bezel forehead, but like I said, there was no notch, there was no hole punch cut out, nothing. It's just pure display, and I kind of like this this style a little bit more. Yeah, it may seem a little bit dated to some people, but it is really nice to just have no interruptions on your display. And like I said, one of the best displays Samsung has made, minus the high refresh rate. Another thing on here is going to be the build quality of this. Now, this phone is still a tank. Like this phone is pretty old, but it's still holding up really well. Glass on glass construction. I'm not sure if it's Gorilla Glass 4 at this time. Aluminum frame with the little beveled edges going around. the frame, which looks really nice. This is the lavender version, but you can't tell just because I covered it up with the skin. But really nice. IP68 water and dust resistance, so that is really cool. And you do get your reliable fingerprint sensor on the back, which also doubles as your notification scroll down, which a lot of phones don't do that now just because everything is all in the display fingerprint stuff. So this is really cool, and it is definitely a lot faster to unlock your device without having to sit there and wait for it to unlock. I know Samsung phones have been really finicky with their unlock in-display fingerprint sensors. So that is another thing, is the build quality. This thing is really nice and still holds up, and it's a really good looking phone. Even in 2020, it just screams premium. And Samsung, like I said, they don't skip out on stuff like that. I feel like now they keep coming out with these, different types, 3 different types of Samsung devices, and the lowest one is always the crappy one, good one, and then the Ultra, which I think is just dumb. Back then, one note, this is all you got. Sure, you get different variants as far as the 8GB 256 storage or 512, I'm not sure what it is. This is the 6GB 128 storage, but it's still everything in here. What you see is what you get. There is no lower version, no crappier version. It's just this version, and I like how Samsung does that better. Rather than giving you a crappy version and then you want the nice one, spend more money and we'll give you all the features and bells and whistles. This is it. Everything all in one. This thing, like I said, going on to features, loads and loads of features. The S Pen, everything is just really good on here. You could take notes, view notes, you got live messages, AR Doodle, translate, pin up, you could color stuff. You could also add some shortcuts on here. So really good. You could sign documents, and you could also just use this as a mouse if you want to go in and do some stuff. And this is just really nice. You could also use this to take pictures and snap photos, as you can see right there. So that's really cool. Excellent. You do get a notification LED on here as well. As far as whenever you get messages, you have a light that blinks, and I miss that on a lot of phones right now. None of them have a notification LED. Yeah, they have an always on display, but when you're sitting across the room and you see that light flashing, you know you got a missed call or a missed text or something, on there, which is really cool. You don't have to come in and actually look to see on your always on display that you got something. So that's really nice. Iris scanner on here. Yeah, it may not have been like the most reliable, but it was really cool at the time when it came out. You could just sit there and it will scan for your eyes, and then it will unlock your device. It wasn't the quickest thing in the world, but it was still cool. You could use this for Samsung Pay, and it's very reliable and secure. Samsung took that away. That was on the S9 and on the Note 9, but they did take that away. You do get face recognition. Also, you get a heart rate sensor on the back, which they did not include that. I believe, I don't know if the S10 had it, I don't remember. And you do get a headphone jack right here, so that is really nice. No phones have that. You do get stereo speakers, so it's in line with a lot of 2020 stuff right now. And it does have DeX, so you can hook this up via USB Type-C to your computer and just screen it onto your computer and just run this on your computer, which is nice. Pretty much turn your phone into a little mini laptop or something. So that's really cool, and I've used it a couple of times. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. So lots of features on here that you could get for $400, which is really nice. And a lot of these features are on the new Note 10s, so that is even better that you could get all of those features right here for $400, which is less than half the cost of a Note 10 right now. As far as cameras go, you'll probably be seeing some pictures flash on your screen. I just went ahead and took a couple of pictures on there, but you get a lot of features on here. You get a dual megapixel camera array. One is the main sensor, and then the other one's an ultra wide. You do not have a telephoto, which I guess it's okay. I'd rather have an ultra wide rather than a telephoto. 8 megapixel front facing camera. You can record up to 4K 60 on the back, and on the front I believe it is 1440p that you could record up to, so it's 2K that you could record up to on the front. So really nice. You do get all of these manual modes. You get a pro video mode, which they just recently added to this update. You get video, and then you go into more, and you also get pro camera, panorama, food, live focus, wide selfie, super slow-mo, slow motion, and hyperlapse. So you get a lot of features on this phone. Even though it is a very old phone, the software allows you to get a lot of pictures, and single take is also really good. So you hit this and you could also just get a nice little video, quick video. It is a little bit stuttery, and then when you play it back, it'll just be like a little GIF type thing, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you get a lot of features. You also get a night mode, which works pretty good. Like I said, you'll be seeing some pictures flash on your screen, and then I'm going to go ahead and play a little video clip for you. It's not very much, just a little short clip in 4K, a little sample. But like I said, you'll be seeing some pictures of stuff that I just quickly took pictures of. Since I can't really go anywhere, I just went ahead and outside and just took some pictures. And so yeah, excellent camera quality, excellent camera features. Everything is updated to the new software, so that's really nice. You also get an SD card on here if you want to store more pictures rather than taking up space on your phone. You also get micro SD card expansion, which I think on the Note 10, you only got that on the Note 10 Plus, I think. You did not get micro SD card on a Note 10. So like I said, that is very disappointing that those phones didn't have it, but this does. And keep in mind, less than $400 right here, you can get this. Performance on here, Snapdragon 845 processor, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, micro SD card on top. Everything is smooth as can be. It's not the fastest phone in the world, but then again, it's not a slowest phone in the world either. It's got the Snapdragon 845, still a capable processor. When you're rendering video on here, like on PowerDirector, it does take a little bit longer, but it's really not that big of a deal. This phone still performs excellent compared to a lot of mid-range and budget phones right now. This phone will probably blow them out of the water. So excellent in performance even till this day, and the new software updates, this phone is really kicking ass right now. Software, this is running the latest version 2.1, One UI 2.1. Let's go ahead and see if I can get that. So yeah, latest version, One UI 2.1, Android 10, and this has got the, I believe it's the June 1st security patch. So latest software that you will get on a new Note or a new Samsung right now. I know they're releasing 2.5, but hopefully this one gets it. But the fact that this is a 2-year-old phone and it's still getting new software, which is just amazing. I think Samsung is really supporting this. This may be one of the last updates for this phone, I'm not sure, but I'm really glad that they did include it. So this pretty much brings a 2018 phone into 2020 and just makes it a 2020 phone with that software. So you got the hardware of a 2018, but then you got software of a 2020, and I think that's what makes this phone just very special. And a lot of people still to this day love this phone. I see a lot of videos on YouTube, Easy Computer Solutions, always doing stuff like that. A lot of people are praising this phone still in 2020. Battery wise, you do get a 4,000 milliamp hour battery on here, which is really good. Most phones are a little bit lower than that, but for the time, this was one of the biggest batteries that you could get in 2020. So really excellent battery life. You could easily go through a day and still be alright with this phone and maybe charge at night, but this will get you through a day. I haven't had any issues with battery life on this phone. You do get wireless charging and regular, I believe it's USB 2.0 or 3.0. It's one of the older USB charging, but quick charge, but it's still really good. And you do get wireless charging, and the battery will get you through your day, so that is really good. You don't have to worry about it. So a lot of phones right now, they come with lower tier batteries, or especially the Pixels do not have bigger batteries, but the Note 9 definitely has a big enough battery and will get you through the day. In conclusion, the Note 9 in 2020, like I said, this is Samsung's last greatest Note device in my opinion. Sure, all the Note 10s and the Note 20s are going to be killers in cameras, but they just won't have, I guess, the nostalgia of this phone. You won't have a headphone jack. You won't have that capacitive, reliable fingerprint sensor. It's just, I don't know, they just won't have that. And like I said, the Note 10 has a 1080p display. You know, more than likely on the Note 20, they're gonna cut corners on the Note 10 and then give you everything on the Note 20 Ultra. And I think that this phone, there was no compromises whatsoever. They gave you everything in this phone. You could do anything on this phone. There are no corners, there are no compromises. You know, nothing was cut out of this phone. Every single feature that you could possibly think of are in this phone. Like anything. If you want this thing to do your laundry, there's a feature in here that'll go in there and it'll do your fucking laundry for you. If you wanted to do dishes, set this phone by your sink and it'll do your dishes for you. I mean, this thing has everything included in here. And like I said, this was a time to where Samsung did not do any compromises on their flagship phones like they do now. So like I said, I think that for $400, this phone is a killer. You know, you get a lot of features still in 2020, and with this latest software update, you get everything that these new phones have in a 2018 phone. So really nice. Audio on here is nice. Everything is just excellent on this phone. Cameras, the only thing, like I said, I wish it had a telephoto, but not really a big deal. Night pictures can be a little grainy, not too bad, but you know, there have been better cameras that could do night portrait, night pictures and stuff like that. But really excellent phone. Note 9 in 2020. Should you get one still? I think so. You will save yourself a lot of money if you do not want to get a cheap ass budget phone and just, you know, have a crappy phone just because you can't afford it. You know, you don't have to get a cheap budget phone or a mid-range phone. You can get a nice flagship phone from a couple years ago and still have everything that these new phones have, especially in Samsung ecosystem. Like, this phone is excellent. $400 off of Amazon. Your condition may vary. Mine was very scratched up, but I went ahead and dealt with it. A lot of people, they get like theirs in perfect condition, so hopefully you'll be lucky at that. I'll post a link in the description down below to tell you guys to check this out on Amazon, but definitely consider checking this out and picking it up over the Note 10, maybe even over the Note 20, because we all know those phones are going to be $1,000 plus phones, and right now, who the fuck wants to spend $1,500 on the phone when you could just get one for $400 and just be done with it? So it all depends on you. It's all subjective. This isn't my main driver. So as far as, you know, future updates, yeah, you probably won't get, you know, 2 years out of this phone as far as updates go, but it still is up to date right now. And I think that is something to say about the Note 9. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't, that is quite alright. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that little notification bell for future notifications on my channel. Stay safe, wash your hands, clean your phones, clean your cases, clean everything, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!